Okay, so could you start by telling me your name?
Timothy Neville.
Timothy Neville,
Yep.
Neville.
Neville.
Okay, and Timothy, you from the Canberra group?
I am from Interstate, come in from Victoria to be a part of a coalition of interstate Extinction Rebellion groups descending on the capital for the budget week.
Okay, so you're the police liaison.
Yep.
They've had a different sort of strategy today.
Yeah, the police today have been pretty cooperative, unfazed. There was obviously a bit of an attempt at confrontation during the setup of a number of actions this morning. However, the police who are managing the sites are just really focusing on safety and desperately trying to avoid arrests at all costs. And what that means is that we've got people who are locked onto devices who are basically going to stay until they're removed, some of them, and so it may be a long haul.
So arrests actually are important for civil disobedience. Can you explain why?
Yep. So the strategy of using arrest is to challenge the established order that is consented to by between the citizens and government. Basically, the government, we agree to abide by a certain set of laws in exchange for our safety being protected. Our safety is no longer being protected. Our future is at risk. It is potentially too far gone already, and so now we're positioning ourselves and breaking the law in a just and integral manner to try and, I guess, put ourselves in front of that freight train and to try and use the sacrifice of our bodies to achieve a long-term sustainable future for people to live in.
Yeah, so by not arresting people today, they're actually taking away part of your voice. Is that their strategy, do you think?
I think that the police are trying to run a good PR campaign at the moment, and that means not having a dramatic scene of arresting people, but I guess one of the core tenets of arrest is that we're causing disruption. We've protested on the streets, we've stood outside of Parliament House hundreds and hundreds of times. The Aboriginal Tent Embassy has been set up over here for 50 years now, and it's so easy to be ignored, and so things like occupations and lock-ons are, I guess, trying to create as much disruption as possible, and by not arresting people, they're choosing to allow the disruption to continue, and so it may continue for quite a long time.
And as you said earlier, this is just the beginning?
Definitely. It's just the beginning of a long campaign. This year in particular is the lead up to the COP26 climate talks, and we will be escalating our numbers throughout the year to try and build that pressure to a critical mass so that we can get that critical action happening. This year we've got a federal election and climate talks happening. There's never been a more advantageous time to take a moral stand on what is potentially the most existential threat that we've ever faced.